Good morning, it's Leanne Peters here. I'm from Temple of Balance and I'm here to pull some cards and share some guidance for the next 3 days. That's Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday. So before I get started, I want to send out a big extra special welcome to my Temple of Balance patrons for August, my Pillar of Light members, and all of those of you who support my work through my website. Thank you so much for your support. I am coming to you live now from Tasmania, Australia, where it is Tuesday the 6th of August and the time is 7:44 a.m. So good morning to you, or good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you may be. What time is it? What day is it for you right now when you're watching this, either live or later at the recording? So if you're new to watching, what I'm going to be doing is using my Oracle cards. I have 2 of my decks combined. We've got the Speed of Light Oracle cards and my Animal Kingdom Oracle. And I've combined these 2 cards to make 2 decks to make a 110 card deck. So I'll be using this deck to find the best cards that the majority of us need for these next 3 days. How do I know they're the best cards? I know that because I trust in my cards and I trust in the way I choose my cards. And I have the intention that I want to find the best cards that the majority of us need for these particular days. If I have even a tiny little bit of doubt, then it's going to make for a very doubtful, muddy reading. So I have to be 100% confident in my cards, in the way I choose them, and in the message. And then I've just got to interpret that card the best way that I can. So I have to trust 100% in my process and in the tools that I'm using and in my intuition. I also trust 100% in the timing that's led me here in this moment to connect with you. So I trust in all of these synchronicities lining up that will produce the best reading that the majority of us need. It doesn't mean that 100% of everything's going to speak loudly to you, because this is a general reading for a lot of people. It is probably likely that maybe 20 or 30% of the guidance will speak personally to you. That will be awesome if that's the case. And if there's any more than that, then that's a bonus. If there's less than that, or you're sort of a bit skeptical coming in here, then you probably won't hear what you want to hear, and you probably want to turn this off and go and do something that you enjoy doing. So I recommend that you take on board what does feel right and what does resonate with you, what does fit into your life easily, and let the rest go, and let's allow ourselves to be surprised. I have no expectations coming here. I have no idea what's going to come up. So, Mary, welcome. In Mary's time in the US, it's 6:45 p.m. in my past. And Shell's here from Queensland, welcome. Mary, you're in our future. I know, it's so weird, isn't it? It's kind of mind-blowing sometimes when we stop and think about this time zone thing, that I'm in your future, you're in my past, but it's all now for us. It's so interesting. Okay, I'm now looking for, once my cards settle, looking for the best card that the majority of us need for Tuesday, the 6th of August. So the best card that the majority of us need for Tuesday, the 6th of August, 2024 is this. It's a Speed of Light Oracle card, and it's this. It's the Eagle's Nest, card 14. And it says, preparation, home, waiting, and soon. It talks about changes in the home. So some of us may be going through changes in the home, changes in our nest area. Also, this is talking about patience and that our time of waiting will be over soon. So we're being encouraged through this card to use our time of waiting to prepare ourselves. So we might be preparing ourselves emotionally or mentally with something that we've got that's coming up that we're waiting for. Or we may be able to prepare ourselves physically. Are there things that we need to pack in preparation for moving? Are there papers we need to sort out or loose ends that we need to tie up in preparation for whatever it is that's coming down the road, down the track of our path? So some of us probably clearly know what's coming up in the next few weeks, the next few months. Some of us may have a rough idea but not know for sure. So is there anything we can do during our time of waiting that we can do to prepare ourselves for what's coming? So if it's something, say, health related, we might need to get mentally prepared or emotionally prepared. If it's something that's physically occurring and we've got a date coming up where something's opening, something's starting, a move is taking place or something, can we prepare physically for that particular event? So what have you got coming up that's clear for you? And how can you best prepare? That's what this card's about. Now, if you've got things and you don't know what's coming up and you've got a bit of a limbo energy at the moment, then maybe all you can do is just get through your day and maybe tend to things that are close to home. Tend to things like spring cleaning up areas of your home, doing the windows or something that you haven't done for a while, or maybe resting. Maybe you need time to rest, recover, catch your breath, catch up on things. So what is it that you need that Tuesday can support you with? So that's Tuesday's card. Welcome, Kimberly. Carol's here. Sam's here too. Welcome. Sasha's here. Hi, Sasha. Okay, I'm looking for the best card that the majority of us need for Wednesday, the 7th of August. So the best card for the 7th of August for the majority of us is... Let's go with this card. It's an Animal Kingdom Oracle card. And it's the Owl. The Masked Owl, card 49, and it says, be optimistic. So this card reminds us to stay hopeful and optimistic that things are going to work out. This card would probably only really come up if we were losing a bit of hope or losing a bit of faith that things are going to work out. So it's a reminder to stay optimistic and try our best to keep observing life, like observing it as the glass half full rather than the glass half empty, to stay as optimistic as we can, but also realistic, but not too pessimistic and negative that, all bad things happen to me, things never work out for me, all this stuff is missing for me in my life because of whatever reason. So let's be careful we're not in the doldrums or rolling around in the negativity about life, and that we're really looking at as optimistically and as realistically as possible, but also perhaps practicing some gratitude and really looking at the people that are there, the things that are working for us, the things that are on track. Perhaps sometimes it's good to remind ourselves that things could be worse. So instead of being in the mindset of things being worse than they are, maybe we could be in the mindset of things being actually better than they could be. And sometimes that can be a good incentive to stay positive and optimistic and hopeful, but also grateful for what we have. And I find for me personally, and just throughout the last couple of decades especially, if I'm in that mindset of being more optimistic and hopeful, and if things are pretty bad, I like to just think, okay, it could be worse. There are a lot of worst case scenarios, or this could be worse than what it is. So to remind myself of that and sort of have that judgment or that comparison can also push me further towards the optimism. So whatever you need to do to stay optimistic, to stay hopeful, to not give up, is the energy around for Wednesday. So it does imply we might feel a bit pessimistic. We might feel a bit hopeless or a lot. We might feel that there's no point, why bother, kind of thing. So we might have a day like that. But we don't have to stay like that. We can turn things around with a more positive outlook. So that's the Master Owl for Wednesday. Okay, let's now find the best card for Thursday, the 8th of the 8th. So the best card for the majority of us for Thursday, the 8th of August, 2024 is... Oops. Not coming yet. We'll just wait for the cards to settle. Okay, the best cards for the majority of us for Thursday, the 8th of August, is this. It's another Animal Kingdom, and it is the Frog, card 34. It says to cleanse your environment. So this is a clearing, cleansing, purging, cleaning, letting go, releasing sort of card. Actually, I remember dreaming of a frog last night, probably because I walked outside and I heard this. I walked outside in the dark last night and I had my torch. I was down the back just checking something, and I heard this kind of weird, like, drop sound. And I was like, that was weird. And I looked on the ground and there's this little frog that must have jumped down off the tree because it's a tree frog. And it was quite interesting. But then I dreamed of a frog as well. So that was weird. So it just reminded me of that, seeing this frog card. So this is about cleansing and clearing. It's about our environment, so our space. So we've already had the Eagle's Nest card, which brings energy very close to home. And the frog here does as well. So it's talking about our sort of immediate environment. So some of us, especially on Tuesday and Thursday, may feel like we need to tend to things or look after things or deal with things or manage things that are quite close to home. Could be connected with our body, our relationships, or people that we share a home with, or our home itself. So there might be things like that that we're dealing with. But the frog especially is about cleansing that environment. So we look at that external there around us, but also internally. And sometimes, in fact, often these two go hand in hand. So as we have a big spring clean or a big clean up of our home space or a room in our home, it's also very clearing and purging for us on an internal level. So what's out of balance for you? Where are things and energies building up? Have you got pressure that's accumulating? Are you feeling burdened? Do you have the weight of the world on your shoulders? Are you feeling quite negative? Are you feeling quite pessimistic about life, about yourself, about your relationships, about the world? There's lots to be pessimistic about the world if we listen to the mainstream media. So there's a lot of fear-mongering, a lot of programming, a lot of negativity, lots of pessimism, lots of attack that's going on in mainstream. Like, I really recommend turning off the TV if it's getting you down. But there's a lot that's being bombarded from all sorts of places. There's lots of fear around, or fear out there. So if it's really affecting you, then you might find these next couple of days, especially Thursday, may be a great time just to sort of detox from things. So it could be a great time to turn off the TV, turn off the phone if you're being bombarded with notifications, which I do recommend turning off. I have no notifications on my phone at all. So I go and check things when I want to check things, not when things are coming in, because I've got a life to live. So having boundaries with certain things might be important. Tightening things up with those boundaries or clearing things out that are really pulling us down. What's pulling you down, and what can you do about changing that? And see if that improves things for you. So the frogs really only come and live in a place that's healthy and purified. I'm not sure actually what the right word is, but the frogs only come and live in an environment that's right for them. So is the environment you're in right now, is it supportive and healthy for you? Or is it just becoming too heavy, too negative? And what can you do to shift that, or clear it, or take a break from it, or enforce some boundaries? So maybe that might resonate with you. But that's the frog for Thursday. So thank you so much. I am going to pull a card for the theme in just a moment. Before I do, I want to thank you so much for joining me today. If you have enjoyed this video, please hit the thumbs up button. Please show us some love. Please comment. Please share if you're inspired to. Please hit the follow button if you're watching on Facebook. And please hit subscribe if you're watching on YouTube. So if you'd like to learn more about my cards that I've used today, the Speed of Light Oracle, the Animal Kingdom Oracle cards, you can work with them separately or you can combine them like I have here. You can learn more about them on my website. They're not in shops. They've been created and completely made by me, and I only distribute them through my website. So you won't find them in shops, and when you purchase these, you're purchasing a unique deck of cards created by the artist, buying off the artist directly, which is always a good thing. And these are great tools to support you. Each deck I'd make is about 4 years in the making, so I'm really fussy and particular with the information that's attached to the card and making sure that they are all different and support the current energy at the time of making them. So that's that. I've also got some Tasmania events coming up in February. We've got 5 different events coming up in Tasmania, Australia, if you're interested or able to come to celebrate Temple of Balance's 20th birthday. And I've long had a vision for years that on our 20th birthday, I want to have a big event here in Tasmania. So that's what I'm doing. So if you're interested in coming, or if you'd like to learn more about that or my cards or the work that I do here at Temple of Balance for the last almost 20 years, then please visit templeofbalance.com.au. Okay, I'm looking now for the best card for the theme. The theme card will help bring these days together and help us see the bigger picture for the 6th, the 7th, the 8th of August. I'm already seeing a bit of a theme. Actually, things just feel quite close for these next few days, quite close to home, close to our body, perhaps people that we share our home with. There is quite a close feeling of things being close to home with these cards that I've already pulled. So let's see what the theme is. The theme, the best card for the theme for the 6th, 7th and 8th of August for the majority of us is... Let's go with this card. It's a Speed of Light Oracle card. It's Scattered. This is actually quite a fun card. Card 13. It sounds scary, and I can imagine some of you like sighing. Scattered. It says overwhelm, confusion, concentrate, and plan. This is very interesting. This is like an unruly, scattered energy. And it's like winds that come in and just scatter and blow things about. And things can feel very unsettled when we have this sort of energy around. So maybe this is not new information for you. Maybe you've already been feeling quite scattered. Perhaps you've even tipped into overwhelm. Maybe things are quite all over the place for you. Maybe you're feeling confused and you're lacking direction. Maybe you've been lacking motivation. So just with that in mind and the cards I've already pulled for the next 3 days, maybe we'll find help with that in getting things back on track, getting some clarity when we tend to things close to home. So maybe we do need to do a spring clean or sort out a room or a cupboard or something that's bugging us that needs sorting out. Maybe things like that might be really helpful in sorting out the crap and the scatteredness and the confusion and the chaos and helping bring order back into our life. Now, this card also implies that there is kind of raw, creative, primal energy at play right now that's coming in an unclear, kind of unruly, scattered, perhaps in confusing way. And that this is actually usually the energy that comes in before something becomes clear. So it's like the chaos that comes in before order is revealed or order is found. Now, if you've already tipped into overwhelm or you're close to it, I personally find that if I'm heading towards overwhelm, which I can usually feel before overwhelm kicks in. It usually means like 99% of the time that I need a break. So my head can make me think I've got this big long list of things to do. And so that might be playing out for a little bit. And then I'm like, okay, I've got a big long list of things to do. Let's make a list. And so I can get started on all these things I need to do. And I think it's like 100 things in my mind. And then I write this list down and it might be 5 things. And I'm like, okay, well, that was blown out of proportion. So then it makes me realize that something's out of whack for me and I need to take a break. So I usually need to take a break when I feel overwhelmed or I'm starting to feel overwhelmed. So maybe that might help you if you want to try that, if you've been feeling it. It also may be helpful in relation to this card is to just try our best to get through our day, to create a doable plan. Let's not get too ahead of ourselves. Let's not make something too complicated or more complex than it needs to be. What is the most important thing or things to tend to now, and how can we do that? Does it matter if these other things wait? So we can't do everything at once. We need to work out our priorities. So if you're not sure, maybe make a list of what you need to do and what is of the utmost priority. And can you order these things in priority? Because that will give you something to focus on, right? This thing's top priority. I need to do this now. This next thing can come when that's done. So it just helps give us some order to the chaotic energy that's present at the moment, which is most likely bringing us back to home and back to our body, back to the things that are the most important, that are close to us in our life. So that's scattered our theme for the next few days. Don't be scared, work with the energy, because it's fun to work with this energy. If this energy takes over and we're resisting it and we're trying to avoid it, then it will probably knock us off our feet. So if we can work with it, then we will find it probably quite energizing and we can probably get quite a bit done. But if we stay in our head about it, and if we're on the more pessimistic, negative side in our attitude and approach, then we might find this just quite crazy and chaotic. But we can work with it. So let's figure out how to work with this energy, because it comes up from time to time. Let's figure out how to work with it so that we can utilize it and use it to help pull us in towards something else, or help reinforce something, or bring an order or a structure to our life that we need. So that's our theme card, Scattered. Enjoy. I'll be enjoying it as best as I can. The winds are already up and I think it's going to be energy that moves around, which is quite fun and playful. Thanks so much for connecting. Enjoy your next few days and I look forward to connecting with you again very soon. Take care and goodbye for now.